In this lecture, we are going to look at combo charts in Excel. Combo charts, as the name tells you, are a combination of two or more type of charts. You can have a combination of a column chart with a line chart with an area chart, a bar chart with an area chart, and so on. So different combinations of different chart types are possible when you use the combo chart. Let's take an example here, and the data that we are going to be dealing with in this lecture is shown in front of you. Here we have the data of a marketing company which has done some kind of marketing for its product. We have different months from January to December. We have the mobile spend for marketing, that is how much of marketing did we do for mobile devices, that is to show our advertisement to someone using a mobile. Then we have the desktop spend, that is how much marketing money did we spend to show our advertisements to people on desktop. The total spend, which is the sum of our mobile spend and our desktop spend, as you can see. Then we have the clicks, that is how many clicks did we get on the website, how many people clicked on the advertisement and went to our website. What is the dollar per click? How much dollar or how many dollars did I spend to get one click, which is nothing but the formula of total spend divided by the total clicks that we got, which gave us the answer of dollar per click. Then we have the transactions, that is how many transactions happened out of these people who were clicking on our ad and going to the website. And what is the percentage of conversion, that is how many people who clicked on our ad and visited our website ended up transacting on our website, that is buying our product, which is nothing but the transactions divided by the total clicks in the percentage format. In this case, it is 0.19%, 0.20, and so on. Using this data, let's say I want to show the mobile spend, the desktop spend, and the total spend in one single chart. So I'll select my headers, that is my labels of January till December. Select mobile spend, desktop spend, and total spend, and insert a column chart by going to insert column chart and inserting a simple clustered column chart. Now we have all the three types, the mobile spend, the desktop spend, and the total spend in the form of columns. But I do not want all of them as columns. I want my mobile and desktop spend to be in columns, but my total spend to be in the form of a line chart. How do I do that? One option would be to have a separate line chart, but that is another chart that we are going to create. If I want to have the line chart within this same exact chart, we need to convert this into a combo chart. How do we change the format or the type of a chart from one thing to another? Well, there are three ways in which you can do it. One way is to simply right click on your chart and select the option of change chart type. That's one way to do it. Second way to do it is to go to your ribbon at the top. You have the chart design. Within the chart design, you have the button of change chart type. Click on it and that will be the same as the first option. And the third way in which you can do it is to select the chart, go to the insert tab and simply select another type of chart that you want. Excel will simply convert the selected chart to that new chart type. In this case, I will use the right click method, which is my personal recommended method. So I'll right click and go to change chart type. It's the most easily accessible method, which saves us a lot of time. So I'll select that. And within this list, I have all the different types of charts which I can use in Excel. What we are interested in is the combo chart. In this case, we have it as the last option. So I'll select the combo chart and this will allow me to change the chart type of individual columns or individual fields in our data. So I can change the way my mobile spend looks like, the desktop spend looks like, and even the total spend looks like. So here I will have the mobile and desktop spend as clustered column. You can change it to something else as well by simply clicking on this drop down and selecting an option from the list. So if I wanted, let's say, a stacked column, I could select a stacked column, make sure this is also a stacked column, and now we have a stacked column using mobile and desktop spend. Let's go back to clustered column and stick to that and make sure the total spend is in the form of a line chart. You can change this to even an area chart in case you want to and have a chart look like this. In this case, I'll keep it as a line chart and click on OK. Before I do that, let me also quickly tell you all about the secondary axis option that we have here. The secondary axis tick mark that we have here allows you to have a secondary axis on your data. This is useful when the data that you are portraying in the same chart is on an extreme spectrum, which means one value is extremely high, the other value is extremely small, and both of them cannot be seen in the same axis. That's when we can add a secondary axis. We'll be discussing this in detail in our second example. For now, let's click on OK and have a look at our combo chart. As you can see, now we have two columns, one for mobile and one for desktop spend, and then we have a line chart. If you want to again edit this to something else, you can simply right click, change chart type, or you can go to chart design, change chart type, and change it to something else from you. Let's say this time it's an area chart. I'll click on OK, and now it changes to an area chart. This is how we can create a simple combo chart. Now let's take another example and understand how the secondary axis works. So I'll select this chart and delete it. And now let's say I want to compare my total clicks and the dollar per click ad spend that I have done in January till December. So I'll select all my labels in the month column, hold my control key and select these two columns as well to select my entire data. Then go to insert and start off by inserting a column chart. Now that we have inserted a column chart, notice how I'm not seeing two columns. I'm only seeing a column in blue, which is for the total clicks. What about the dollar per click? Where did that go? Well, if you look at your data here, notice how the dollar per click is in lakhs. But I'm sorry, the clicks is in lakhs, but the dollar per click is not even more than $2. So one value is extremely high in lakhs. The other value, which is the dollar per click, is extremely small, which is not even more than $2. In that case, how do we see both of them together in the same chart? Because if you notice the y-axis here, all of it shows you amounts in lakhs. So if I had, let's say, $1.18, it would be extremely small because our interval is 1 lakh. And it wouldn't be seen even if we have the value plotted here. And that's exactly what is happening. The column is here, but it is not visible to us because our axis is simply too big for it. So what do? We convert this into a combo chart and add a secondary axis to it. The way to do it again is to right click, change chart type, go to combo chart. Let's have the first one as a column chart and the second one, that is dollar per click, as a line chart. If I simply click on OK, notice how now I'm having this line, but it is again completely horizontal. It is not showing us the trend of our data. Why is that the case? Because all the values are extremely close to each other. If you look at 1.40 and 1.74, both of them, while plotting on this big axis, would be very, very close to each other, and that's why the line appears to be a horizontal line, whereas it is not actually a horizontal line. So how do I remove the interval? How do I decrease the interval from here? If I decrease the interval from my primary axis, the columns, that is the total clicks, would be having a problem. So the solution here is to have another axis to the right hand side, which will be specifically tailored according to the dollar per click. So it won't be more than $2 and it will be showing the data properly for dollar per click. So I'll simply right click again, go to change chart type and select the option of secondary axis for my dollar per click. I'll select this and click on OK. It has inserted a secondary axis to my right hand side, which is only related to the line chart that we are having here. The maximum value is $2, the minimum is $0. In case you want to modify this, you can right click format and do that as well. But now that we have this smaller axis made up for only dollar per click, we can understand how our trend is. So we can easily see we have decreased, or I would say the total clicks have decreased and the total dollar per click has increased at the same time. This is the period from June to August where our total clicks declined and the dollar per click increased. This is something that we couldn't compare if we had two separate charts, one for total click and one for dollar per click. But because we have both of them in the same exact chart, we can easily compare them, and that's exactly why you use a combo chart. You use a combo chart when you want to have a look at all the related fields together in the same chart, and also when you want to have a secondary axis in case the values that you are showing in the chart are extreme lead towards the left and the right side, that is towards the extreme spectrum. One is a very big number and the second is a very small number. In that case, you also use a combo chart. And that's how you use a combo chart in Excel. That's it for this lecture, and I'll see you in the next one.